Well, hello. This is the beginning of the zooming up on the moon in the eastern sky with my Nikon P900. This is an inverted image of the moon. This is a close-up. Well, it's a little bitty short video, but it was so exciting. It felt so wonderful to be outside in that air. It's just like, oh, how wonderful. I love it. We're looking at the moon, and in a few days we're going to have the full moon. I think it's a blood moon. The sun is not too high up in the sky right now, but I'm using my Nikon P900 to zoom up, and the sky is still blue right now, but I've changed the contrast just a little so we can look at this moon. You can hear the traffic coming down the road. It's people coming home from work, because everybody's got to go to work. Not everybody, but it's okay, you all. It is all right. So we're looking at footage in the sky. Of course, it's the moon. Whether you believe the moon is real or not, whether you think, oh, well, it's a projection, it's a simulator, it's not even there, it's Project Bluebeam, we're in the Matrix, Gina. Well, we call this the moon here on Earth, and you may not be of this planet. You may not be from this dimension, but in this dimension where we live and on this planet we call Earth, there is a big object in the night sky, and it's like a luminary, and it's called the moon. And there's many different theories about the moon. There is the creation theory. In the Bible, God created the moon and the sun. He did. And there is another theory. Of course, we know these other ones we've already said. There's another, that the moon is a Dyson sphere, and it was brought over here during one of these galactic-like battles. Yeah. And something about Tiamat. I don't know. I can't remember right now. Is Tiamat or something crash landed or something in the earth? I can't remember what it was. Some kind of collision, and I think pieces of Tiamat made the moon. I don't know, you all. I did a video on it, and it's been years ago on this channel, but we did cover that, the story of Tiamat, and I know it has something to do with the moon, and of course, you know, the dark side of the moon. And why don't we ever see the other side of the moon? Why do we just see one flat side? It makes the moon look like it's flat. And how do we know if the sun, we can't even see the sun rotating in the sky. We just see a big bright light. And it's so bright it blinds you. Now this may be a little bit too close up, because, well, it's not nice and crisp. When I started it was either on this computer or the one beside me. When I opened it up, It said update to HD Movie Maker Pro to have AI enhance your images and stuff like that. And I thought, well, I don't know about that. So I didn't do it. I declined it. I like the images, how they are kind of original. You know, I will say something about this. On some of our moon videos that we've had, we caught big objects flying across the moon. One time it looked like a giant parade of winged beings, and it wasn't birds. These massive winged beings. And we saw a black oval object that went around the bottom of the moon. We caught it, and you know, we shared it. They shadow banned it, but it's still on this channel. They shadow banned it because I guess we weren't supposed to be sharing a black oval object flying across the moon that I documented with this Nikon P900. There's been so much shadow banning of a lot of the stuff. Really, the majority of the stuff that we've caught on live webcams and stuff like that, and on this camera, you kind of shadow ban it. And you know how that makes me feel? That's not fair. That's how that makes me feel. That's not fair. Because it's purely authentic. It was authentic. The things that we document, totally authentic. And just because someone wanted to label something as a conspiracy theory, like a black oval object flying across the bottom of the moon, that's not a conspiracy. And there's no insect that looks like that. And it could have been a flying egg, like Orc from Mork from Orc. A Superman came in an egg, and we have egg-shaped UFOs. We do. Oh, I don't think it's a conspiracy. I don't. I think it's real because it showed up in my yard while I was filming on the camera. Now, I was really proud about that capture, and so were the people on the live stream watching. We were so proud of it. And they shadow banned it. They said, we got our eye on this channel. This is that woman who shows what she calls the light ships in the sky, thinking she sees UFOs everywhere. In the clouds, and faces in the clouds, UFOs in the clouds, plasma beings. This woman thinks that plasma is real and alive and it's intelligent. That's exactly right. That's right. And I don't think it's fair. Signaling out people who have a authentic interest in this world that we live in, and in science and the moon and plasma. My interest is purely authentic. I loved it. I loved the plasma, and so did a lot of people on the channel. The plasma was so wonderful. They had plasma battles. They did plasma battles, and it was cool. And it wasn't violent. It was peaceful and exciting to watch. That's why we made a plasma playlist. And it was really kind of sad when we saw certain live webcams. Jeannie, you're supposed to be talking about the moon. I know it. Certain live webcams where we caught so much wonderful plasma. And I guess those videos made their way to some higher up in the plasma field and in the science field, and said, change the camera or shut down the camera. And that's what happened. That's what happened. We became too investigative. We became too curious. But you know, when you lose your curiosity and you no longer have the desire to look any further into anything, you take things at face value, and you don't want to explore, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, then what left is there for humans? What left is there for us? if you're going to shadow ban our work, if you're going to dismiss it, but yet science is allowed to continue in other areas like with AI and all this, but not the human. Not the human. The human is not allowed to evolve in their thinking, but yet you allow machines to evolve in their thinking, AI evolve in their thinking. But I'm feeling right now, at the very moment in time, that we're not allowed to evolve in our thinking and investigate and try to figure out the matter of things, why things are happening, and try to just keep our curiosity. It doesn't seem fair, it doesn't. So we're looking at some more screenshots. And Gina, honey, you talked about stuff